conducting our exit meetings, and in the middle of these meetings we usually have this press conference. In preparation for the exit meetings, I try and obviously I look back at the year and I try and pull out some themes and to talk about the players too in general, and to talk to you folks about. This was a difficult one because we had such a strong push in the playoffs after what I characterize as a difficult regular season. It was we were the 4th seed and everything, but it was just the way that we played. It was a challenge, and it was a challenge. It was a challenge to Claude and his staff because of the lack of ability or time to prepare and to practice, and that came out in the exit meeting so far this morning. But so I look back at the year, and I was amazed, actually, not surprised, but amazed at our push in the playoffs. And it was such a strong push, and there's some peaks and valleys, but when we're rolling, it was impressive to watch, and it really affirmed a lot in what we as a group believed in this team, like the core and what it's capable of doing and what it did. The ending wasn't fun, and I'm still don't feel good about it. And yesterday I didn't feel good about it, and none of us feel good about it. But my job as a manager is to look at this season, at this group from 30,000 feet, and to evaluate and to make decisions going forward. And at the end of the day, I can tell you that I really liked what I saw. I liked the gumption. I liked what Claude and his staff did with groups that were mixed and matched at times. I liked the performances by the Tukas, the Krejcis, everybody, Lucic, Z, all the guys. So I'm feeling a little better now than this morning, than yesterday, and then when I get back to my perch at 30,000 feet, I'll feel even better. So with that, I got a couple of housekeeping items before we start on questions. We'll try and anticipate some of your questions. We, like most teams that go this far, have had a lot of injuries. I think the most notable one was to Patrice, and we put out something this morning about him staying over for evaluation. Among other things, he had the rib cartilage that was damaged. He had a separated shoulder. In the course of getting a nerve block, he had a small hole in his lung. Not sure when that happened. So he played through all of this. He was a warrior. I can't say enough about his performance and what he did while being injured. We had other significant injuries that we can get to at a certain point, and we don't have to go through them now. But generally speaking, I was real satisfied with the way the season ended. And with that, we'll take some questions. Claude and I will take questions. DJBWEI.com. Claude,
first for you, as that series went on, you talked about it a little the other night, but as it would get late in games, how challenging was it to find a mix of not only the right guys to get on the ice, but just with how beaten up you were, what a challenge it was to kind of...
Well, it was a challenge. I think the biggest one, as we mentioned there, we had some guys, some key guys that were injured along the way, and on a lot of occasions we weren't able to finish with the same number we started, so you had to shorten your bench, and then you'd end up in those overtime periods and trying to find the right mix of putting the right guys out there on the ice and trying to give them some rest whenever you could. So being on the road's even harder because you don't get the last change. So it was a challenge, but I'm going to tell you right now, it was a fun challenge. That's what coaching is all about. You need to be ready for those kind of things this time of year. That's what you want to be doing.